This is what I was gonna start my YouTube channel with, but
and we back, 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 and we and we back, and we back. Hey, this ain't no intro, this the entree.
what's up, y'all? This is Rah from Rah On Time. I first want to say thank you to everyone that has been like super supportive in whatever journey this has been. I know I've been taking a super long hiatus. I just don't believe in like shooting videos or playing like a facade or anything like that when I'm like not feeling well myself. And so this is what this is. So I just needed like a little break. I mean, sometimes I just didn't have videos to record, or like I like to record in a certain setting and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for being super patient with Rah On Time. I mean, I never said that I was uploading once a week, but once I started that pattern, like I understand why people were expecting videos. And it's also like I'm in a creative space, so I have to take my time and think about what exactly I want, what are people receptive to, and just get feedback and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you again for being super understanding about where I was and what space I was in. Today I'm going to be talking about a really, I don't want to say deep topic. It's heavy. It's really heavy, and the topic is being depressed while being Black. I'm just here to talk about my journey, my experience, just everything that's been happening. So the great things, the bad, and everything in between. I want to give a trigger warning. If you have gone through anything like this or something, just know that you don't have to watch this right now. Like, I appreciate your support, but if this is going to be triggering in any way to you, don't watch it. This video will always be here for you to come back to, and you can hear my story and my journey, but don't feel like, you know, you need to watch it, or if it's going to bring back any type of emotion, depression, anything like that, anxiety, do not watch the video. Like, it's just not for you right now, and you have to trust that within yourself. So yeah, make that discretion for yourself, but understand that you don't have to watch this video. So I think my depression started in like the beginning of 2017. So this is still like a fairly new thing. I don't really know if it has a time span. Actually, I know it doesn't have a time span. On one day and then it's off, but at the most consistent point, definitely started in 2017, January 2017. That's when I initially started going through my breakup, and I was with this person for 5 years. I really didn't know what to do, and I know some of y'all might be like, really, over a boy? But like, I grew up with this person. That was my like best friend and more, and so it was a lot of things that went into that relationship, but there was also certain repercussions that happened after that breakup that caused me to just be in that state of mind, because I didn't know what it felt like to be alone. And then with the aloneness came loneliness, and I didn't know how to cope with that. There were a lot of familiar changes that were going on in my life, and I really just didn't know how to cope. I didn't know what to do. This is also when I came back from studying abroad, so I was traveling for 8 months. So I wasn't really with my family, and I just had come back to New York, and so there were just a lot of changes. And like I said, this is when the depression started. And so over the course of the next couple months, so January, February, March, I like got off social media so that I could try to like get myself together. I didn't know what I wanted. I was just all over the place. I didn't want to be in school. I mean, I still don't, but anyways, I didn't want to be in school. There was just a lot that was going on. And so after that, I mean, April, May came, and I was just riding it out, going with the flow. I got my social media back, so I started to get more connected with people and started to see what they were doing. But it was also like I started getting this feeling of, okay, people are doing things and I'm not, because I took this social media hiatus. I didn't want to be connected with the world. My closest friends, they were talking to me, but they also knew like I just wasn't there because of what I was going through. And so there was just a lot that was happening with that breakup. So let's say fast forward to summer, and even after summer next semester, so let's say September, I thought that I was okay. I'm always smiling. Like, everybody that probably knows me personally will say like, Ronnie's always smiling. But like I said in one of my other videos, like, that's not always the case. And this testimony it definitely showed me that like I can't always hide whatever's going on with a smile. I like to give positive energy out, but it's hard to do that when you're going through whatever you're going through yourself. And so after that, next semester I was really having a hard time in school. My family issues got worse, financial issues got worse, and I was just really alone. I didn't know what to do, how to do it. No one can help me. I actually try and seek out professional help, so I started going to therapy, but then that also costed more money to go to therapy. And so I was like, okay, I already don't have money, and then I have to pay to go to therapy, and I just felt like it wasn't helping. Like I needed more than just a nod. It was really tough. I mean, my family, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. And I feel like a lot of people go through this and they don't know how to speak to their family. They don't know what to say, because a lot of things you can't even put them into words. You can't put these feelings into words, and that's probably one of the things that has been most difficult about this process. I have not been able to attach words to the emotion or feelings of anything. It's really been hard. So I remember when I told my family that I was starting therapy, and I sat them down, we were at IHOP, and I was like, hey guys, like I have something to tell you. And everybody thought I was pregnant. And like, I guess that's also like a black thing too. I don't know. No, I'm not pregnant. Like, I'm starting therapy. And this was a big step for me. And I guess, you know, it held the same weight as people even thinking that I was pregnant. Like, I felt like I should sit my family down and tell them that I'll be starting therapy, because this was a new process for me. I've also been very independent. My whole entire life, I've been independent. So actually seeking out professional help, you have to humble yourself. You have to really become vulnerable with somebody else that you don't know. And maybe for some people that might be easier or harder. For me, it just seemed like it didn't help. I can nod at myself in the mirror. So why am I paying somebody to do that? And that could also be in the space that I was in. My parents are probably watching this right now. I don't want you guys to think that like they were like neglecting me in any way. No, that wasn't the case. I just feel like they didn't know how to receive it or what to reciprocate. They didn't know what to do. It was but so much that they felt that they could do about it, and it was a lot. It was a lot. Things that I found necessary with this process was basically the importance of balance. And I feel like a lot of people don't acknowledge the importance of balance. When you're going through this process, do not feel like you have to be in everything. You always have to be social, even when you don't want to, or don't let people pressure you. You have to understand what works for you and what doesn't. Maybe sometimes reading, you know, certain things online, or even watching this video and hearing my experience might influence you to do something else within your process. But don't think that you have to do something. Or you have to be a certain place. And I mean, I'm saying this, and this is affirmation for myself, because it's easier said than done. So I haven't even been, you know, practicing much balance, but I understand how important it is to practice balance, because your head might be telling you one thing, your heart might be telling you another thing, and your body might be doing another thing. Even for the past 2 to 3 days, I've been mentally and physically like immobile. I'm stuck. I don't know what I want out of life. I had to write a statement of purpose the other day, and I lost my purpose. I don't know. What more can I do? I've always been the girl to get all A's, or always had a job, always had an internship, traveling, doing this, setting examples for people telling me, you influenced me to do this. And like that pressure, and it's not actual pressure, or I want to say it's not conscious is a better word. It's not conscious pressure. It's not people saying, Ronnie, we're giving you this responsibility, but holding that weight of the world on you. It gets to you, it does, and I didn't know what to do with that weight. I felt like I didn't want the weight anymore. I think I was burned out. And like I keep saying I think and I don't know and stuff like that, because I'm still going through this process until today. It's 2018, like I said, this all started in 2017, and even though like I'm over that whole situation, or even though I'm like in a very different place in this process, it still comes back to me. And literally I'm making this video because literally yesterday and the day before that, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I was really feeling bad. I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this depression coming back? A lot of anxiety. Another thing, I haven't really been wanting to be in school, and I'm such like an academic person. I love to be in the classroom, engaging. As I told y'all before, I'm an educator, and so having conversation that makes you like critically think and analyze and synthesize, that's literally what I do with my friends on a daily, and not on no like writing papers and stuff like that, but just having great conversation. That's literally what I do every day. It's been hard. It's been really hard. Like I said, I haven't been wanting to be in school. I really haven't been able to like be in any other relationships. I don't know. It's been super tough. Another thing that's been attached to it is I grew up in church, and so I don't know if anybody else has grown up in church, but it's like church and depression and God, these things don't usually collide. The response would be pray about it, cover yourself and all that stuff. And I do agree with that. I'm a very spiritual person. I love God. That's my homie. But it's a hard balance when you don't have enough strength to pray for yourself. When you don't have enough faith to even see the next day, you're like, okay, what's the point? And I'm not saying I wanted to like kill myself or anything, no, but I just feel like a blob. I'm here. You know, I wake up and I'm like, all right, what's next? And like I said, I haven't really been applying to anything, so I don't have like a job. It's a hard balance when I'm at Spelman, and so this is my dream school and I'm supposed to be living it out and stuff like that. But it's also hard when there's days where I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to get up. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to go to class. I just want to be alone by myself. Whether that's, I mean, God is always with me, but whether that's physically praying or just being in my bed and crying, whatever that may be, like. And like I said, a lot of this, you don't know why it's happening. And that's why it's so hard, because I understand that I shouldn't be in this space. I understand that I have to get up and motivate myself, but some days I just don't have enough strength to do that. I tried going to Bible study every Wednesday. I tried Friday prayer. I tried everything. And some days it just doesn't work. And church is easy to say, don't claim that. Don't claim that you have depression. Don't claim that you have anxiety. And so I'm making this video in 2018 because for the most part out of it, and I didn't claim it until a year later. I didn't say I was depressed until 365 days after the fact. Even though it comes back here and there, can definitely say like that's a past tense. That's something that was before me and stuff, so, or before my space right now. And so it's weird because grown up to not even claim things like that, not even claim things of the devil, but like, is it really the devil when I was going through it myself? I was there, and I don't think I'm the devil. I try not to claim them. I'm like positive energy all the time. You gotta have good people around you, but there's been some real days where that's just what it is, and you don't want to be negative. You don't want to be that negative friend. You don't want to bring that energy into a space, but that's just how I'm feeling. So you really have to determine who understands the process. And like I said, being black, it makes it harder because a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't want to claim that. A lot of people don't want to admit that. And so you have to figure out if you're willing to admit it yourself. Moving on to the next thing. So some of the experience that I've had with my family and friends, it's been rough. Some friends understand, some friends, well, a lot of my friends understood. It was really my family that just didn't know what to say, and they were really quiet about things when I told them like I'm just not feeling it, I'm just not feeling it. And a lot of people, I would say, like they were understanding, but it's just hard because no one really knows what to say, and I don't know what to say. So it's been a lot of quiet conversation. You can't vocalize what you need in that time. Nobody really knows how to help you. Nobody really knows how to get you past that point. Nobody really knows a hug, a kiss, smoking, like, ugh, I don't know. I mean, that's something else I will admit. Sorry if my family is watching, but like I started smoking like a lot. I don't find anything wrong if that's your lifestyle. Do what you gotta do, but mine was just attached to like a coping mechanism, and I just don't think that any coping mechanism like that may be the healthiest thing, because it can become an addiction, and that's exactly what it was. And it was bad. It was bad. It was really bad. And a lot of my other friends were going through similar things, and so we just used to be in a depressed circle, like really not knowing what to say to each other. But you know, it was cool because you can be there for each other in that moment, because you're the only ones who know how you feel, and you can relate on that matter. But also it makes you more stagnant on getting out, because everybody is so comfortable in that circle of whatever they may be going through. Even though you're like, I gotta get out, you're also like, these other people are here with me, like I'm not alone. And so I moved from a feeling of feeling alone, loneliness, to meeting other people who were also feeling like this, finding comfort in that, and then really having to analyze and like figure out if that's where I needed to be. I feel like I want to drop out of college. Some days I feel like I need space. Some days I want to be around all my family. A big part of this is probably because I haven't seen my mom in a long time. She moved out of the state that I was living in, and so it was hard for me, because when that's all you know and that's not there anymore, yeah. it was like a way of grieving. Like I had moments of grieving, I had moments of emptiness, I had moments of just a lot of different feelings, and I still don't know what to do about it. I still don't know what to do. Like I said, I'm thankful for God himself and just for my family and friends who definitely sat with me, hugged me, had different conversations, and just took time to listen to whatever I was feeling when I needed to vent or when I didn't want to vent. And y'all bust through my room and was like, you know, we're talking about this, you know, like just the persistence from my family and friends were amazing. But it's also like some days that didn't happen, and when that didn't happen, you get the feelings of alone and loneliness and just like some days you just feel like a blah. The crazy thing is, like, I still love me, I still love myself. Whatever this process is, whatever this journey is, I'm still super confident in me. I don't have self-esteem issues or anything like that. But literally, like, one thing can happen and you just end up getting a pimple on your forehead, and it's like now I feel physically just bleh. You go from being emotionally unstable, and that makes you be physically unstable. Like your whole body, your body it's an understanding of like working together. So you have to understand that, and you got to kind of understand what your body needs. And sometimes I feel like the only person that can help you out of this situation is you. The only person that can help me out of the situation right now is me. No matter how many family and friends that I have, the only person that will get me out of this funk is, I mean, in the flesh is me, but spiritually God or whoever you may believe in, it depends on your faith. So one thing that I want to encourage anybody who is going through this right now, one thing I want to say to you is that this is your timeline. One of my friends told me that last night. I don't follow my own advice. So she was like, Ronnie, you tell me this. You tell me this all the time. And it being your timeline also means that it's God's timeline. And so understand your process. There's no rush. There's no end point. There's no starting point. I said you can wake up one day and feel like you got it. You're pushing. You're applying to things. You got another check. All this stuff may be coming together. The next day is something different. Understand that your timeline is what you make it, what God makes it, whatever God's will is for you. That's what it will be. Number two, what I have to say is be patient with yourself. I find that I'm so patient with everybody else in their process and their journey. When they mess up, I'm patient. I'm forgiving. But when it comes to myself, I'm not these things. I'm so hard on myself. Ronnie, you need to get it together right now. You need to be applying to these scholarships. You need to apply to these internships. You need to do your schoolwork right now. What is your problem? And I'm so hard on myself. It's like that self-love that I may exude, it doesn't always come to fruition, and it bothers me so much. Then I just get angry with myself, and I just get angry at the world. I turn off my phone, do not disturb, don't want to talk to anybody. It really gets rough. The third piece of advice that I have is to also make sure that you're communicating with the people around you. Like, it's super, super, super important to let people know that you may not be feeling it some days, and allowing them to understand that what they say might affect you. So somebody that I'm friends with told me the other day, like, I'm lazy, you know? Like, one day I was like, yeah, I woke up, I don't know why I'm still tired because I slept for so long, but I'm still yawning. And he's like, yeah, because you're lazy. And I was like, and I was really in my bag about it, and like, I'm super goofy. Maybe that's why he said that. Usually I can take a joke, but on this day it's like, don't call me lazy, because things like that really affect me, especially when I'm feeling physically and emotionally immobile. Things like that, they go the extra step. Am I really lazy? In the same day, like I said, I had to write the statement of purpose, and so it's like I get these thoughts of like, you're lazy, and all these things that just may not help me. Communicating with people is super important in terms of allowing them to understand your process and how they may affect you as a friend or someone who may care for you or love you. Lastly, my word of advice is just continue to give yourself words of affirmation. You, like I keep saying, you are the only one, you and God are the only one that can get you out of this process. And so if you love you, if you love on you, if you continue to pour into yourself, that may come out. And I know that that's something that I haven't been doing, and that's probably why I got this pimple on my forehead right now, because I'm not giving myself words of affirmation. If I'm not saying, Ronnie, you are worthy, Ronnie, you are worth it, Ronnie, you can do it, it means nothing. Everybody else that says something, it's like, yes, that's nice, that's dandy, but if I'm not saying it to me, then I really just don't believe it. Like, I have to believe it for myself to keep on moving. Yeah. This felt so good to do. I'm actually happy that I got the courage to do this. I hope that everyone enjoys the video. I hope that I was able to help you in some way, shape, or form. Comment down below any other advice that you may have for being depressed and Black, or going through anxiety and being Black, or just in general. It doesn't matter what color you are, but this is specifically my experience, so that's the story that I'm going to tell. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. Always stay on time.